How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. Ace on the tree, we're rich. The rich get richer. We already knew Ace was on the tree from Badge Hero, right? I'm assuming what you're talking about is maybe it's in Dreamcore's new video, which I wanted to look at. I have not looked at this video at all yet. I just saw that he posted right before I was starting stream. So I figured we'd start out with this, and then we'd move on to digging into the support gems. Havoc hovered over literally every support gem. Thank you, Havoc. You are my hero. And the guy doing PoE DB, he went and added all of them. He freeze framed Havoc's video, copied everything in. Just absolute giga mode. Yo, Uncle John, appreciate the raid. How you doing, Uncle John? Welcome everybody from Uncle John's stream. Yo, yeah, Havoc the GOAT. Literally, he spent like 2 minutes, insta-hovered over everyone so you could freeze frame for every single support gem. We got it all, baby. We got it all. Thank you, Jonathan, for approving it. You see Ziggy went over the Witch Hunter nodes? I did see that, yeah. And I think it's been posted to Reddit or whatever. So, we're going to dig into the Dreamcore video first, because I'm just kind of curious what's in the Strength Int node, and then we'll take a look at the other stuff too. Yo, QS, what's good, man? Hey, Doggomod, how you doing, man? You made communities full of gay chads? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's get into this. Turn off that sound. Don't want anything to be causing extra volume. Let's take a look at what the Dreamcore video highlights.
To go, and we continue on with the PoE 2 passive free videos. I went to a PoE 2 event in LA a few weeks back and was able to capture some of the passive skill tree. And I'm covering some of.
He's rubbing it in. He's like, "Yep, I got the whole tree. Here's another 10." Give me the intro. All right, fine. We'll watch the whole intro. I don't want to make you guys mad.
Eight days to go, and we continue on with the PoE 2 passive free videos. I went to a PoE
Rust King. This guy's a neat boss. I remember fighting this dude.
Event in LA a few weeks back and was able to capture some of the passive skill tree. And I'm covering some of the most interesting nodes for each section of the tree. Today it's the strength and intelligence area of the tree, and this is the only class start location where no classes will be starting at the launch of early access, as both the Druid and Templar won't be playable just yet.
The Templar start, finally the best part of the tree. Please, GGG, don't let me down. This better be some banger nodes. Try to contain your excitement. This is we're home, okay? This is home for us. The Templar start has been where I've spent probably most of my time in PoE 1. I've definitely spent by far more time in the Templar area than any other side of the tree in PoE 1. Please, GGG, let this Templar area be good. I'm begging you. Do you think we played Verlis' Big Deep Form on a CI build? No, I think the degen bypasses Demon Form. From what I could tell from the video, it's like a self-degen that goes straight past your ES, so I think CI with Demon Form might just be not a possible thing.
We're starting with bolstering presence, which is...
Oh! 20 aura effect from your skills. So there is aura effect. Now, that's kind of crazy. 20 is a crazy amount, but the thing is, what we've seen of auras is they're like tied to the scepter and they only affect allies. So not really an aura stacker angle, but maybe aura bots are still a thing. Right at home, aura effect. Yeah, 20 aura effect's kind of crazy. This is one of the only times I've seen aura effect in any of these videos. Lots more support based, yeah, which maybe that means party plays actually OP still.
Right outside the class start location. 20% increased effect of auras from your skills. Now we know that auras in PoE 2 are going to be a lot more support focused compared to PoE.
Yeah, we've seen this. The only affects your allies. It's kind of powerful though. Adds 38% of your mana to their total max ES. That's pretty solid, right? I guess this is probably a situation, the way this is worded makes me believe it's not something that they get to scale with their percent ES. So that probably balances it a bit. Like even if you have 10k mana, it's only giving them 3,800 additional ES. It's not 3,800 that then gets affected by their 500% increased ES, right? Maybe doing like aura sharing could work. Oh, like you have one aura, your buddy has one aura. That'd probably be a thing, yeah. I hope it's not overly OP. I hope so too. I feel like it's so ridiculous that in PoE 1 you get to click an aura bot and then you click a second character and the aura bot doesn't double your damage. It freaking 10x's your damage or more depending on how efficient its setup is. It's like it's stupid how much and it gives you defense. Like it's crazy. How much of a multiplier it is to do.
An example of this is the Discipline aura, which at level 19 adds 38% of your...
Are there multiple start locations per character? It looked like from the last frame. So the way it works is essentially there's 6 starting locations. You see like there's like plus signs or whatever that are around the circle. And the Templar and the Druid, they can start on either this node or this node. The Witch and the Sorcerer will be able to start on this node or this node. The Monk and the Shadow will be able to start on this node or this node. That's your starting location depending on your class. So there's 6 basic starting location, but technically on each of those starting locations you have a 2-node choice to start with.
20% increased effect of auras from your skills. Now, we know that auras in PoE 2 are going to be a lot more support-focused.
And the nodes change. Yeah, they said the nodes change based on the class you choose, so we'll see how much variance there is there.
To PoE 1. A good example of this is the Discipline aura, which at level 19 adds 38% of your maximum mana as maximum energy shield to nearby allies, but has no effect on your character. Importantly, the increased effects from both...
Dude, look at that, man. 200 spirit. Am I just... I feel like scepters are going to be so freaking, like... We'll see what they give us in terms of, like, mods you can roll on here. Like, if it's only minion skills, it's only, like, mana and ally damage stuff. Like, it's going to be a little bit rough if you only have the spirit, but... Spirit's pretty freaking strong from what I've seen, so even if you can't roll other stats, it might still be worth using.
String presence.
You only have one though, yeah.
Improve the aura-like effects on scepters, such as those ones listed here, as this notable only increases the effect of auras from skills specifically. Just outside of the starting location is Resolution, which grants a chunk of increased stun threshold, but perhaps
10% global defense, 25 stun threshold. This is unironically one of the weakest energy shield nodes I've seen so far, which is so funny to think about. Global defense is kind of nice, though.
Perhaps more
getting evasion and armor at the same time.
Increased global defenses. This stat is very rare in PoE 1 because it applies to all basic defense types. That's armor, evasion, energy shield, and ward. We don't know if ward will exist in PoE 2, but...
Ward existing in PoE 2. They're giving us back Expedition. I don't know. Ward has just been always like a weird niche thing. I kind of feel like it's not going to be in PoE 2. I doubt it. Yeah, I kind of doubt it too. It just doesn't really fit. They'd have to add more stuff for it on the tree. It gets weird. I don't know. I think it's maybe a not going to happen thing. I hope melee bows get some cool implicits like that. I think there's going to be some decently interesting implicits throughout. They specifically designed Val Orbs around not rolling over the implicits, and I think that's so that way people care more about certain items with implicits type of thing. That's like part of their thought process, right?
A typical build.
Which one has built-in ward? Not really the same. It's more like an Elemental Aegis, right? Kind of similar to Elementalist a little bit, I think. It's called Sorcery Ward, but it reminds me a lot more of like Elemental Aegis, or at least that's what I think of. Because it's not like ward, you get hit once, and it doesn't matter how big the hit is, your ward gets removed. The Sorcery Ward, it can take, you know, like if you have 10k of armor and evasion, and then you get your armor evasion cut in half, then you have a 5k elemental shield or whatever, however it works. I need to look at the details on that a little bit closer.
In this area of the tree will likely have some investment into both armor and energy shield, so this will be a decent pickup. And on the topic of armor and energy shield,
20% energy shield, defend 120% armor while not on low energy shield. That's pretty solid. That's literally 20% more armor if you're doing armor / energy shield in combination with each other in most cases. That's really good. What always annoyed me about the masteries that were like this in PoE in current PoE is they're like defend with more based on how much energy shield you have missing or whatever. Like like it was like, do I grab this mastery to protect me while my character's almost dead? Like what the hell is this? This I like a lot more. It gives you the benefit before you take all damage. Energy shield seems busted. That's kind of what I think so too.
Reinforced barrier is close by. This one grants 20% increase.
Recover on block and armor energy shield might be legit.
So you defend with 120% of your armor while you're not on low energy shield. It seems that low in PoE 2 might have been changed from PoE 1, and maybe 30% of a resource rather than the 50% that it was in PoE 1.
I think it's just straight up. It is 30% now. It's back to its original form, right? Is Impale still a thing in PoE 2? I have not seen Impale anywhere yet, so I think the answer is no currently, but maybe it will be added within Ascendancy.
According to Jonathan's Infernalist.
How does LE exposure work with all three elements? New LE overload, I mean? I have not seen LE overload. Maybe that's a node he hovers over in this.
Live stream, which would improve this node a little bit too, as you'll be above low ES more often. So when you're not on low energy shield, this modifier would essentially act as a 20% more multiplier to your armor for the purpose of mitigating incoming hits. Calibration is found towards...
There is more mana! Holy! I'm clicking that node for sure. 5% mana, 30% ES? Hell yeah! Dude, my build just got better! Let's friggin' go!
Was the outer edge of the tree,
and absolutely be taking
30%
that.
Increased maximum energy shield and 5% increased maximum mana. This is a decent node for any ES-based build, and it's even better if you're also stacking mana.
Yep, that's me.
Covering Ward provides 25% increased energy shield recharge.
10% chance for energy shield recharge to start when you block. Yeah, that implies... Wait, I wonder if Wicked Ward's going to be a thing anywhere. It might be tied to like an Ascendancy, maybe.
Rate, but also grants a small chance.
Maybe, what if Wicked Ward was like tied to like a Templar Ascendancy? That'd feel weird, but I could see it being a thing with this mastery being here. Decent with 30% ES used to cost you 5 points. Yeah.
To proc energy shield recharge when you block.
Chonk login.
This node will be great on a...
No, guys, there's no chonk login. I am convinced... At this point, I gotta be honest... I used to be saying that I think maybe Chonk could be good if the mana ES Leech is good. The more I think about it, after seeing the clip yesterday of the ES Leech and the fact it doesn't work with spells, I am moving to the opinion that I think Chonk is 100% bait. I no longer think there's a possibility where that Leech stuff is going to pay off. I think it's going to be dependent on like very good gear / very good damage for it to feel relevant.
Using
I'm full on not believing in Chonk.
Up your shield and block some hits after taking damage, with the potential for one of those blocked hits to force recharge to start so that you can recover that lost ES. And when you're able to proc that recharge, you can improve.
Increases reduction to armor, also applied energy shield recharge rate at 40% of their value. Yeah, that'll be pretty freaking good. If you have, what, 100% increased armor, that's 40% recharge rate. If you have 200, that's 80% recharge rate. Like, that's... We'll have to see how much sense it makes to try to fit in armor into our build, if it makes sense.
How much
Might
energy shield is recovered over time using Adamant Recovery, which is found on the outer edge of the tree. This one provides more synergy for builds scaling armor and energy shield together, making increases and reductions to armor also applied.
Isn't everything busted so far? Yeah, it looks like they're treating the Templar area well, in my opinion. Templar's getting treated right.
Shield recharge rate at 40% of their value, essentially boosting the value of any increased armor modifiers you can obtain. Alright, let's check out a few minion nodes in this area of the tree.
Whoa, what the hell? What do you mean check out minion nodes? Do we even care about the minion nodes? Come on. Dreamcore, this can't be... There's no way this is the node you're showing me. Like, show me freaking what is this? What about this mana thing over here? What about whatever this is, dude? Why are you showing me the minion thing? Oh.
Flesh crafting
at least the full tree.
The tree makes minions gain 15% of their maximum life as extra maximum ES. That's a generally good node to beef up your minions and keep them alive longer. But if they're a permanent minion...
Oh my word. Another minion node?
They'll revive automatically a short while after dying. And
you're going to look at the minion nodes and you're going to enjoy it, but I don't want to. I don't want to look at the minion nodes.
Restless Dead node will help out.
He could have just DM'd these to Gazzy. Why is he freaking publicly posting this? Come on, man. Gazzy's literally the only one that cares about this, probably, maybe.
With that.
You know, actually, I think I saw on YouTube, Ventura's actually thinking about going minions too. So maybe Ventura's going to be a minion main now.
Minions revive 25% faster. Minions that reserve spirit will automatically revive as long as no other minions have died in the last 4 seconds. And this node would shorten that window so that they have less downtime. Now, look at this crazy cluster here.
Okay, hold on. Examine. 25% ES, 25% armor, 3 movement speed, global defense, chaos damage, cast speed, chaos res. Yeah, I gotta be honest. The armor ES node, they look pretty good, dude. There's so much ES on the tree. I liked how minions felt when I played PoE 2. Oh, they're solid. I think they're quite a bit better than PoE 1. And honestly, I'll probably make a minion build at some point too. I usually make 1 minion build per league, but I like to meme on them though. Spiral into depression, yeah. That's a sick node right there. And it's next to a mana node. If only he could hover over that.
This spiral-themed cluster. There's 3...
Have we seen stun freeze immunity to pair with ES? Stun, you can get stuff to deal with the notables. Freeze, I think you're going to need a charm. And I think it's going to be the case for a lot of builds. Freeze is just going to be sketch. If a new RF scales off mana, yeah, we'll see what they did to RF.
4 points to path into the notable.
They said they changed it numerically.
Spiral into Insanity is going to be great for most chaos damage builds, whilst Spiral into Depression should be useful for a decent amount of builds in this area of the tree, providing a boost to armor and ES, and a small boost to movement speed as well. Spiral into Mania does seem like the odd one out here, as it appears to be a bit weak, but do keep in mind
there's just not a lot of cast speed. This is the first cast speed notable I've seen. I haven't seen like cast speed like anywhere. Cast speed seems like it's just so freaking like hard to come by based on like everything I've seen. That 3% MS, yeah, that's the juice, man. That's the map clear right there. Seeing all this percent ES of the tree makes me think that in gear is just going to be completely broken. That's what I think so too, Death Rage. I think ES scaling is going to be legit.
Speed is generally more difficult to obtain than it was in PoE 1. However, the awkward access to this cluster may make these nodes a bit unfavourable with how many points you're required to spend to reach them. Okay, let's take a look at a few totem nodes, beginning with supported...
Whoa! Did you just say take a look at a few totem nodes? Come on, man. There's got to be other things to look at. Are we really looking at totems node now? How long is this section? That's a long section for totem nodes. Oh. You know what? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Some people, they like totems. They like minions. It's fine. They're real people.
Ancestors,
it's fine.
Which provides 25% increased damage while you have a totem summoned, and grants totems 2% increased cast speed and 2% increased attack speed per summoned totem that you have. As of right now, the passive tree only really has support for attack totems, as they're the only ones we can really use at the moment. The spell totem support is likely to come whenever the Templar makes its way into the game, but there are a few notables in the strength area of the tree that grant +1 to the maximum limit for attack totems, allowing you to summon more totems, which would improve the effectiveness of this node. But you could instead make use of Ancestral Bond.
Whoa, wait, this got worse. Last time I saw this node, it was 50 spirit per totem. Last time I saw it was 50 spirit per totem. Ooh, that one got nerfed pretty hard, man. 50 was too cheap. Yeah, 50 was too free. They said nope, not gonna give you that. Now it's 100. More spirit might be available than we thought. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, having 200 on a scepter is already pretty crazy, right? So we'll see if they're what it ends up going to.
Keystone from PoE 1 that has been changed quite significantly. It now removes the limit on the amount of totems you can summon, but makes it so that each active totem reserves 100 spirit. This keystone will open up a different way to scale totem builds via investment into spirit. Interestingly, when this one was first leaked, it was 50 spirit per summoned totem, and it's now 100, so 50 was likely a bit too low after their internal testing. Yep. But the number on this keystone needs to be just right, because all of these builds using this keystone will be foregoing the use of powerful, persistent buffs to be able to use more totems, and I think this will be fairly difficult for them to balance. Zealot's Oath is another returning...
Yeah, Zealot's Oath is weird. I think this is gonna be... I think this is going to be a good time for some hybrid builds. I like it. I like that it's different. You know, new things, new ways to build. It is a bummer for the CI angle, though, for sure. It is a bummer for the CI angle. Hey, boss, what's going on, dude? That's sick, yes. Excess life recovery from regen is applied to energy shield, which basically means you can support a hybrid build with life regen, which is kind of nice. Could be for blood mage doors? Absolutely, yeah. No, before we got convinced to go back to Archmage, we were thinking about this with Blood Mage.
Keystone from PoE 1, and this one is all...
Can I post a Stormweaver Ascendancy link? Yes, you can. Wait, there's a Stormweaver Ascendancy leak? What, is it like a video or something? Where's this information coming from? Is this just from somebody who had access to the class or something? Also, by the way, for those of you who don't know, this is a dragon. Just in case anyone wonders, this is a dragon. I drew it. I'm very proud of it, okay? And my son was very happy with the drawing, okay?
So significant.
Okay. Do we trust this so-called Stormweaver leak, guys? Do we trust the Stormweaver leak? Guys, what? I do. Nah. Bit hard to see. Here, I'll pull it up for you guys. I'm not sure about it. This seems very... I wonder how accurate this information is. We'll I guess we'll find out on launch. But the Stormweaver leak is a Arcane Surge node, which just basically says you have Arcane Surge, which gives some mana regen and more cast speed. And then the node that you have behind it gives you increased effect of Arcane Surge per 15 mana, which is very Archmage synergistic, right? This could be quite strong for the Archmage angle if this is real. For example, with 3k mana, all of a sudden this is giving 30% more cast speed and 30% mana regen. I wonder if this is like base mana percent regen rate, or if it's like something else. If this is 10% base mana regen, this is crazy. If it's just increased mana regen rate, then it's not very good. But the thing is, 10% increased mana regen rate just seems too weak. But then 10% base mana regen seems way too strong. Like these 2 points seem insane if this is base mana regen. No way it's base? Yeah, that would be crazy, right? It is a little bit weird if it's just increased rate. I guess I don't know if... Do we know if base percent regen rate of mana is like base 1% like it is in PoE 1? This is the best Archmage band I've ever seen. Yeah, these two notes are cracked. Scour Red's exposure inflict another minus 20 res. That sounds kind of nice. And then we already saw the double shock or whatever. If that can be increased, that's why I think this is still like a really low amount. Is like, I guess you would just be clicking this for the 10% more cast speed. To me, this just feels weird to have 10% mana regen rate be the amount. Clarity's 20%. Yeah, Clarity's 20%, and it's like, it's a 110 multiplier, which so it means it's like multiplied by 1.1 for a reservation, so it's like super free. 10% sounds plausible. The other thing about Arcane Surge too is you have to spend 100% of your mana to proc it. So that if you have to spend 100% of your mana, I don't know how else you're like sustaining this. We haven't seen any mana regen nodes on the tree, right? Maybe it's super rare. We've seen mana regen nodes on the tree. I'll give you an example right now. I know for a fact Subtractum's video showcases a mana regen video. Subtractum PoE. Subtractum's yeah, this little showcase right here. This showcase right here. If you go to, he hovers over the tree in the middle of it. Let me show you right here. 25% mana regen rate is one notable, right? Lance, finish the video. I am gonna finish the video. I'm just looking at some things. I'm just saying, if this is okay, it doesn't make sense to be 10% increase. I guess if it's 10% increase, then it's like kind of just sad. If it's 10% base mana regen, holy crap, I'm clicking EB. That's so much sustain. If this is 10% base mana regen, I'm actually clicking EB. That would be that. I don't know. That sounds ridiculous to me if that's the case. We'll see what it is. You get like distracted like a dog from the up scroll. This is just interesting info. We'll see if this is actually real or not. But that's, I don't know. Even if this is just increased regen rate, this still sounds pretty good, to be honest. More cast speed plus a scaling for it. Like, that's not bad. I don't know. The big factor is this thing's like a huge freaking question mark. C and D is actually real? How do you know D is real? We haven't seen this anywhere, right? 1% per 15 is very good. Yeah. No, I think realistically, from what I've seen, I think 3k to 5k mana is doable without EB. And we don't know if EB is even the same thing, because I keep hearing that Snaphouse said he has like a source that says EB's not that.
Yerine bak.
Wait, what?
Buna bak. Bir de
How did this... Who is this guy? He just has some random text that says this is on it. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. Seems not real. Seems not real, then. Content creator? Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know. Seems questionable. The node just doesn't make sense, because the 10% base mana regen rate way too high. 10% increase way too low. It just doesn't make sense. It seems fake to me. I'm gonna go with fake.
This keystone makes excess life recovery from regeneration be applied to.
Look at the video about C&D. That was just one clip of him just hovering the thing away. What do you mean? What? Do you have an actual link for the supposed video about C&D? Is that this YouTube video? Maxroll GGG. Okay.
If you've got any good ideas, let us know in the comments down below. Welcome to the Maxroll channel. My name is Milky.
Yeah, Milky doing the video for Maxroll?
In this video, we'll be going over all the pinnacle bosses we know about so far for Path of Exile 2. December 6th, and it comes with an entire endgame with 7 pieces of pinnacle content for you to pit your characters against. 6 of these are sequels to Path of Exile 1 mechanics, and the last...
You said look at the debuffs. 38, 38, minus 50. So what you think is there's an exposure node that had minus 30 and then that was an extra minus 20? Is that the idea? Upper left corner, 50%.
Comments down below. Welcome to the Maxwell channel. Around hidden behind a maze that is locked away with 3 keys.
We knew about 2 shocks. Yes, we do know about 2 shocks.
Uber campaign bosses scattered around your atlas. We don't currently know
0%, 2 sigil
there, but if you've got any good
5092
ideas, let us know in the comments.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, the thing is, this could be them proccing Arcane Surge for having Arcane Surge support on something.
Down below. Welcome to the Maxwell channel. My name is Milky, and in
the debuff is the D-Leak.
Scattered around. You've got any good?
They show this, but I don't know if that's exposure. You know what I mean? That could be any. That could be a lot of things. Where I look at them on PoE 2 DB. On PoE 2 DB. You know, you want to finish the first video? Yeah. We're getting distracted.
Energy shield whilst preventing energy shield from recharging. Excess refers to any recovery that exists while life is full. So, when life is full, that recovery goes to work on your energy shield instead. However, this node doesn't apply regeneration modifiers directly to energy shield like it did in PoE 1.
Yep.
Instead, the actual recovery amount is applied. And that's important because it means that...
Am I going to try DD? Absolutely not. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Go Jazz. Looks like the icon for exposure in PoE 1. Does it actually?
Percentage-based
I guess I don't know what the exposure icon looks like.
Still scale from your life, making this node considerably weaker with Chaos Inoculation outside the use of flat regen modifiers. Another important note here is that Zealous Oath specifically stops your energy shield from recharging, so it has some synergy with Eternal Youth, which makes life recharge instead of ES. Okay, the best is saved till last, of course, and it's Ancient Aegis.
Recover 1% ES when you block. And we don't get spell block, right? Or does block just apply to both? Is block like evasion, where if you have block, it just works on energy spells and attacks? Is it like that sort of thing? It's just both? It just works on both? What? That's so freaking good. Except the red hits. I mean, that's still, like... That's... Hold the phone. Hold up. I know I'm stopping in the middle of the Dreamcore video again, but I'm gonna pull up the Bad Shira video when he hovers over some block nodes. And you're gonna tell me, explain to me. Explain to me. Hold on. I need to find him looking over block nodes. Because the block nodes, like, okay, I'll put it this way. If a block says, like, if a block node says, let's say, 5% chance to block, that's 5% spell and attack block, right? It's just increased block. Ooh, so they're changing it. Okay, I guess I didn't look too closely at the block nodes when he did hover over them. Let me see. Hover some block nodes for me. Hover some block nodes. Active block, yeah, active block's kind of crazy. I guess theoretically, maybe block doesn't work with ES-based shields or something, so you have to do an armor ES-based shield or something like that. I'm kind of wondering. They hover over the block node that's like south, right? There's like one in the middle of Mercenary Duelist area. Like right around here-ish. Yeah, this node over here. He hovers over small nodes probably over on this thing. Block everything, but... Okay, hold on there, he just did it. 5% increased chance to block. Okay. So the balance is gonna be how much base attack block you have on your shield, and then it's increased chance to block. Okay, maybe that'll end up being balanced then. If this was just outright 5% chance to block, then that would probably be like ridiculous, right? Passes for block would be a lot harder. Yeah, they'd have to downgrade how much you got if it applied to both. Anytime I could take back the Grandmaster? Oh, sure, I'll log in right now, Marcus. I will literally log in right now. I got you. Any day, any hour, I log in.